It's a gorgeous 60 degrees, late Friday afternoon. I'm out here checking on a few things. Got Birdie out here too with me. So the bulbs have been getting eaten quite a bit by, I'm guessing, squirrels and probably chipmunks. But these little guys are gorgeous. Pretty excited about those. I do have a few tulips coming, so we'll see how they do. These didn't seem to do well, so they kind of got dug out, but we'll see if they end up blooming. I'm not really sure what these are. Look interesting. Over here, got more of the purple flowers. In the back over here, I have one of the small mini daffodils. Kind of doubles in the center. They're kind of cute. I'm guessing these are an iris of some sort, but I don't actually know. I didn't label any of those. This is probably a bearded iris here of some sort. I have crocuses, more, these white ones. Got some very dwarfed tulips this year, but first year, so we'll see how they do. Some more buds, tulips. I got some really cool colors this year, I'm excited about that. Another iris in the back. So, looks like I may actually get some blooms from the tulips before all of them get eaten. So I'm interested to see how this goes. This weekend I'm going to try to get the asparagus planted right up here. So I got to put cardboard down and some of the compost down and get that moved. I'll take you over there. It is growing really well already. Like all of a sudden it just shot right up. So we'll see how that goes. Before I go over there, the garlic, love this lighting, late afternoon. The garlic's looking pretty good. I do need to fertilize it. I haven't yet this year. I keep on delaying. So you can see right here, this gap here is where a lot of the turkeys were digging. So a lot of the ones that I have over in the raised bed were from that area of the bed. We still have the tarp down on the corn garden. I'll check underneath that. It did blow up a couple times. See all the stuff, grass germinating. We did pull this over a little bit more, so. Not too bad. We'll see how some of this goes on this edge. We probably have to really work on the weeds here. But I did buy the landscape fabric this year for the corn rows, so that should help with the grass and the weeds as well, being only a second year garden. So, and then this weekend, I'm hoping we get some movement and finish designing the beds up here for the giant pumpkin and the flowers. Jay and I are in a bit of a debate on where we want to start, so I went around and put some sticks in the ground to try to start framing it out. So hopefully we'll get a decision on that and get a few things of cardboard and maybe even some dirt started for those. They are almost ready to plant outside in another week or so, I think. I gotta check our schedules and temperatures. Time for me to close up the door, I think. It's about 70 degrees up on about 6 feet up. So, I forgot to open the door before my meetings this morning, and it got really, really hot in here. I think it said 120 up at 6 feet, and the lettuce starts that I had were up here on the table in the direct sun in that heat. So they've all wilted. So what I'm going to do is I'll see how they do. Some of them are fine, but I'll see how they do, and I probably will come in and actually just cut them about right here, so that the new growth coming in will be fine. So something to watch. Not the end of the world. The onions, really doing well. Probably use them with a haircut, but I probably won't even get to it. I'm gonna try to plant some onions this weekend out. So we'll see how that's going. The onions in the back over here were some of the first ones, and I'm guessing they're running out of nutrients. I need to fertilize them anyways. But I think what I'll do is I'll plant this tray out into the beds first. I need to thin out the alyssum now into pots. And then the parsley also needs to get planted. Actually, it's pretty hardy. And then snapdragons need to get planted out. And the stalk needs to get planted out. So that's all of these trays, but they're just so cute. I really probably overcrowded these, but like, oh, at this end, all the seeds had washed over to the side. But I'm excited for those, for the cut flowers. The green stalk's doing really well. Look at this kale. Kind of excited about that. Got little strawberries started. Won't be long. It's I think like the 21st of April today, so having strawberries before the end of April, possibly early May, is pretty exciting for up here in Zone 5B, Massachusetts. The peas are starting to grab hold of things, so I'll probably come out here and put the bars that I bought with the green stalk on this weekend. So some of the lettuces that we are growing, transplanted this past week. Onions doing nice and healthy there. I might have watched the earlier video about me transplanting the lettuce from the 4 or 3-inch pots. So, but I do love this red Russian kale. It's just such a gorgeous color. At this point in the year, I try to open the hoop house roughly by 10 a.m. when it's sunny, maybe 11:30, noon if it's cloudy in the mornings. And I try to close the door by 5:30, 6 o'clock to keep the heat in. Usually cools down pretty quickly in there with the door open. Sides are still rolled down and taped on the corners. And that'll keep the temperature readily above the outdoor temperature by about 5 to 7 degrees or so at night. In the morning, it gets starting getting sun by like 7 now. So with the low temps hitting around 7, the hoop house is already starting to heat back up as soon as sun's hitting it. And we do have the electric heater in there, so that set to 50. So as it goes below 50, it'll continuously basically run. Having solar helps us not mind as much. I got the hose link, actually Jay's got the hose link out there, and then I got my cover that he got me for Christmas set up on it. So we still need to set up this new bed. We keep having delays, but we'll get to it. I threw some spinach seeds out there if you haven't yet and you're in a similar zone or area. Last frost is mid-end of May. I would recommend to get your spinach going. This is looking much sandier than it should, and that's because of where we had our compost pile over here. And you can see I got a new fresh pile, but the plow did put some of the gravelly sand up into the compost. So I will be putting more compost, good compost, up on top of this before we actually plant a bunch of stuff. And I did put some of the fertilizer, down to earth all-purpose fertilizer, across this. I also had thrown some spinach seeds in here. We are going to add additional supports this year to the tall Birdie's raised beds. So right now we have the support down here, and we're going to put another one about the third or fourth one down. So we want to dig this out before we fill the beds up. So I haven't filled up any of these. Most of the things will not be planted out here until the end of May. So still have over a month away before our last frost. Over here, had a friend visit the other day. So I was showing her some of the giant garlic that I had planted here that didn't come back up. So this is one clove of one of the giant heads that the turkeys had dug up in the other bed. And so it had already started to root over there, and when they dug it up, it just didn't take into this this soil. But there's, I think, 4 different types of garlic mixed in all randomly into this bed. And then the peas over here are doing all right, and the seed ones are coming up that I planted from seed. Everything looks so sandy. I probably shouldn't have used that soil, but I will fix that. Oh, this one's trying to pop back out, so just take a little bit of dirt and cover it back over. Not sure if you can hear that bird call, but that is a flicker if you can hear it in the background. Over here I have the whiskey barrel of asparagus. I'd never grown asparagus before last year. We didn't eat any last year. You're supposed to wait a few years. And I realized very quickly that the whiskey barrel was way too small for it. So you can see here, these are gonna get moved over to the other garden by the bulb perennial garden. Take this weeds out here. Look at these, they're huge, much bigger than last year already. So I'm excited about those, but I do have to dig them up and move them. So I'm not sure how well they'll move now that they've already started for the season. So if anybody has any feedback on moving asparagus that is at this stage, let me know. But I do want to move them so that they get rooted and comfortable this season. I will be adding some more new roots over there, and then also I'll probably sprinkle some seeds, asparagus seeds, and just see what happens. And kind of, if I have to, I will tent it to keep the deer out. Deer didn't bother this up here, but it's a little bit more out of their normal route. So over there is a very typical route for them. I really need to move my tomatoes out here, but it keeps being a lot sunnier than I want it to, so I'll probably just cover them with the frost cloth. And then we also bought a really cheap little pop-up greenhouse thing, plastic greenhouse thing that Jay is not happy about, but I needed more space. Oh, there's the pileated woodpecker. I needed more space for the seedlings to get out of the basement, so I can continue to pot up all those peppers over there too. So tomatoes will take a temperature down to about 45 degrees. And our low temperature tonight is 35 or so they would need the heater and the frost cloth in the hoop house if I were to move them out. Nice thing about hardening the tomatoes off in the hoop house, though, is that I kind of cheat. So the plastic is a 6 mil greenhouse plastic, and it actually does add a pretty good coating or deflection of some of the UV. And so by having that layer plus a frost cloth layer inside the hoop house on a cloudy day, I don't need to bring my plants in and out. And at the quantities I'm growing in the basement, that would be pretty unrealistic. And I need to actually start some more seeds, which I will probably do in trays right here in the greenhouse. Even though we have some lower temperatures, I'll still have the heater on in here and the daytime temps are well within reason for germination rates. So Jay is being a good husband, right, honey? Nope. Yeah, and helping me put together a really cheapo Amazon special greenhouse. Oh, there's a rip. I'll have to send him a picture. Our ripple. No instructions came with this thing. We had lots of fun trying to put it together here in the garage. The goal here will be stuff that can handle right now the nighttime temperatures without a heater. We'll go in this one, and as the nighttime gets warmer and gets above 45, then I can actually put tomatoes and things like that out here as well. But so the onions and a bunch of the stuff that's actually in the hoop house now. Uh-oh, he's laughing. Should I put that on YouTube? Friday night date night, huh? Oh, I'm not going in there now.